guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new on here, I'm Genia and this is a new makeup and lifestyle channel, and this is my very second video. Today's look will be a wedding guest makeup look with glitter eye makeup, and this is a very mauvey, plummy kind of look, which I think is a very common shade to go for, and everybody likes to jazz it up a little bit during the season. So I'm here with this look, and if you want to know how I achieved it, then please keep on watching. So first of all, I have washed my face and it is completely free of any sort of oil or sebum so that I can start applying my products. So since it's winters and even those of you who have oily skin like me, you might have noticed that you definitely need some sort of moisturizer, and therefore I'm going in with the Garnier Light Complete White Speed. This is a pretty daily moisturizer. It's actually a serum cream, so that gives you double benefit. I'm just going to dot it all over my face and then completely blend it out. Make sure that the moisture is completely absorbed into your skin. Now the next step would be to make sure that all my makeup stays on for the entire night or entire day whenever the wedding functions are. So you need a very good quality primer so that your makeup has a very nice canvas to work upon. And therefore today I'm going in with the Nivea Men After Shave Balm. This has actually become a sort of a cult primer and it's pretty cheap. So you can just kind of take a little bit of it like I've done and dot it over the areas where you need the maximum amount of coverage. Make sure that you are actually patting it into the areas where you think that the makeup might come off. And then you can go on and massage it all over your face. I normally like to massage it. Now let the primer sit for a moment or two, and then after that I'm going in today with the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in SPF 15, and I am in the shade NC42. So I'm just going to take this on my finger with a pump and then kind of dot it over my face. Okay, now I'm going to take a generic beauty blender and blend it all out. As you can see, I'm using the dabbing motion of the beauty blender. I'm not really going in with the swiping motion, and that's how I like to do it. This foundation, many people might say that it's a little bit pricey, but I find the formulation to be really good. Although some people with sensitive noses might find it a little bit irritating because it has a sort of a chemical fragrance when you just kind of first apply it on your face. But then again, it doesn't stay. It goes away after a couple of minutes. Don't just limit your foundation to your face because the color of your face has to match with that of the neck. So I'm just going to dot it over my neck as well. Now, I have chosen this foundation also for one more reason, because lots of photos will be taken at the wedding wherever you are, and definitely you should choose some sort of foundation which does not, which is suitable for flash photography. So this foundation does a pretty good job of doing that. Okay, now that my foundation is done, I will be applying concealer and kind of brighten my under eye areas and also wherever I have spots. I am going in today with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and I'm in the shade, I'll link it in the description box, I've forgotten. Anyway, so I'm going to go like this under the eyes. This concealer blends very beautifully. The bridge of my nose, now I'm going to blend this all out with the help of this very same beauty blender and go in the nooks and the crannies. So once I'm happy with my concealer, now I will go in to set my under eyes and start the process of baking. So I here will be taking some loose powder from LA Girl, and I will be taking a setting brush by Pro Art and kind of just putting it under those areas where I feel I need to brighten up even more. This will also help in the process of setting my concealer so that it doesn't crease towards the end of the night. While the baking is being done, I will just completely do my eyebrows. So here I will be taking the Nika K Eyebrow Gel Creme. It has got two ends. It's very handy to use, and you can just keep it in your purse and just forget about it. It comes in a small tub like this attached at one end, and there's a brush at the other end. So it comes in a gel consistency. So you pick a little bit of it and just swipe it over your brows and shape them up. As you can see, I'm going in with a very light hand. Alright, I'm going in with vertical motions in the beginning and then following the natural pattern of hair growth. Then to smooth all this out, I can take a simple spoolie brush and smoothen it out. I'm going it with a little bolder look because it's a wedding, and if you are doing some heavy makeup, obviously your brows need to match that as well. Some people may go even bolder, but this is the maximum in which I feel comfortable. Don't worry about any dirty ends because you can always clean that up with the help of a concealer. So once I'm done with this brow, what I'll do is I'll take a simple concealer brush and I'll be taking my favorite NYX full coverage concealer. I'll dip my brush in this, okay, and then just clean out the edges like this. You can extend the concealer up to your lids because it acts as a further eyeshadow base. Okay. You can use your beauty blender to blend this out. Okay, now that my brows are done, I'm going to remove the excess baking powder which I had. I'm now going to lightly set my face with the powder. That is the same powder which I had used for baking. That's the LA Girl Pro Face HD powder. Now that I've set my face, I would just like to go in with a nice contouring shade. So today the shade of contouring which I will be using is from my favorite palette, that is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Contour palette, and I will be taking for this purpose a small blending brush like this and will go in with this shade right here. You just have to go under the cheekbones. Can you see this? Instantly you can see how this side of my face is appearing like chiseled, and this is kind of, it has no dimension at all. So here's to the power of contouring. Today I will also be contouring my jawlines. If in case you get some extra product, even during contouring, don't worry about it, we'll clean up at the end. I'm also going to lightly contour my nose, like so. Take it from the corner of the eyes up till the edge of the nostril. And then just slightly blend it out. So my contouring is done. Now I will be going in with a highlighting shade. I'm going in with the same palette and taking this shade from here. I'll be taking this again in the same brush and just flicking it across the areas where the light normally falls on my face. Oh wow, this is giving me an insane glow. So just take it above the brow bone as well. This is a little too much for me, so I'll be blending it out again with my beauty blender. I'll quickly highlight the other areas of my face. Okay, now moving on to a little bit of blush. I'll be not overdoing it, but I like to give a little bit of healthy glow to my cheeks. So I'm going in today with the Maybelline Cheeky Glow. This is in the shade Cinnamon. I'm going in for the blush brush by Pro Art. I'll just be dunking this here like this and just applying it to the apples of my cheeks. I don't like to overdo a lot on blushes, and I'm not a huge fan of blushes, but for wedding season you definitely have to go all out. So here I am. So once I'm done with my blush, now is one of my favorite parts, the eyes. So first of all, to set my eyes, I will be using this setting brush by Pro Art and using the yellow powder from this palette and patting it all over my eyelids so that the eyeshadows can blend on smoothly. Okay, so again, today I will be taking a very favorite eyeshadow palette of mine. This is the Lakme Absolute Illuminating Eyeshadow Palette, and this is really pretty and compact. It comes in these pretty colors. Today my main background of the eye makeup will be this shade right here, a very mauve plum look. So first of all, I will be taking a small blending brush, and again I will be moving on to my Maybelline palette. I will be taking this shade right here and kind of defining my crease. I'll give you a closer look here. I'll start from the outer corner of my eyes and in small motions just define my crease with it. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Starting from the outer corners, just go in small circular motions as well as swiping motions. This will act as my transition shade. This will act as my transition shade. I'll do this with my other eye as well. Now I will be going into the same palette and using this plum shade right here and kind of patting it over the front area of my lids. Apply generously all over your lids. If you want, you can reinforce it by using your finger like this and then just patting it over. Can you see this? Okay. We're not going too precise on this just yet. Do the same with the other eye. Now I will be going in the same palette and taking this kind of teal blue shade right here. This one. Okay? This one. Then just dot it over the outer corners and blend the area out. But don't go completely towards the inner corners. Keep it restricted to this corner itself. Can you see? Okay. The idea of a perfect eyeshadow is to just up your blending game. That's what I'm doing here, or at least attempting to do. Can you see? Again, because of blending, since my mauve eyeshadow has lost a little bit of its color, I'm going to reinforce it again with my fingers like so. So this is what I'm getting, right? Okay. So once this is done, I'm now going to move on to a very beautiful glitter palette. This is I bought it from an Instagram store and I will link her in the description box. And this palette is really very budget friendly. It cost me rupees 450 and this is by a brand called Imagic Professional Cosmetics. So I'm going to just pry this open. And this is pressed glitter. It's better if you wet your brush and use it, but the maximum impact comes if you use your fingers with it. So I'm going to take this coppery shade right here with my fingers and just dot it over the middle area of my lids. I'm not going to take too much of it, but I am going to dot it all over the middle part only. Like so. Can you see? Okay. Glitter eyeshadows or any sort of glittery pigments always work best when you are using your fingers. Some of them have a lot of fallout, but this one is actually amazing. This is almost free of any sort of fallout. You can go ham if you want, but I like to keep it understated. Okay, can you see this? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm again going to reinforce the mauve part of my eyeshadow. So I'm now going in with this Freedom Pro Decadence palette. It's got a number of beautiful shades. This is their shade, this is their Club to Death palette. So I'm going to take a fresh blending brush. I'm going to take this shade right here, this mauve shade, and just pat it over the glitter. There should be no harsh edges. Now you can blend it over and above the glitter and also go into your inner corners so that I get a very nice mauve background. Okay. Now I'm going in with the glitter again. Now I'm reinforcing it a little bit more towards my inner corners. I'm getting a little bit of a fallout here, but it's okay. We can brush up the excess. Okay, can you see this? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm again going to reinforce the mauve part of my eyeshadow. So I'm now going in with this Freedom Pro Decadence palette. It's got a number of beautiful shades. This is their shade, this is their Club to Death palette. So I'm going to take a fresh blending brush. I'm going to take this shade right here, this mauve shade, and just pat it over the glitter. There should be no harsh edges. Now you can blend it over and above the glitter and also go into your inner corners so that I get a very nice mauve background. Okay. Now I'm going in with the glitter again. Now I'm reinforcing it a little bit more towards my inner corners. I'm getting a little bit of a fallout here, but it's okay. We can brush up the excess. Blend it out with your fingers a bit. Now I'm just going to remove this fallout from here. Now I'm going to take the same mauve shade from Pro Decadence. I am going in with a lower eyelid brush and I'm moving in towards the lower part of my eyelid like this so that it gives a very smoky eyed look. I don't know if it's visible. Just blend this out. Can you see this? I'm going to do the same with the other eye as well. make sure that with the lower eyelid you're not taking the mauve shade towards your inner corners. Just go till the half of this eyelid, okay? Again, blend this out. Can you see this? Okay. Now I'm going to highlight my inner corners. So I'm going again with my Maybelline Ultra Contour palette, taking the highlighter shade which I used in the beginning and just highlighting my inner corners. Now you have to highlight this entire part. This is actually truly beautiful. You see? This gives the eyes a very fresh look. I'm going to go with the same shade over my brow bone as well. As you can see, this is the look. You can blend this area out more if you want, but I like my glitter to be in a specified area and not go all over the place. Okay, so now you may or may not apply kajal or eyeliner over this. What I like to do is I like to take an eye crayon by Faces. This is in the shade Plum, and then just create a small wing just to the outer corners. What I'm doing is I won't go over my entire eyelid. I'll just go over my outer corners and create a small triangular shaped wing. This is what I'm doing. You see? This is just a small wing. I'm going to do the same with my other eye as well. Okay, you can see my eyes now. Now I'm going to go in with mascara. I, as a rule, don't like to use false lashes because I think with a heavy eye makeup, it just isn't my style. So I just go in with a lot of mascara. Here I'm using the, now I'm going to go in with mascara. I'm using the L'Oreal Volume Million Lashes Mascara. I'm going to use the Volume Million Lashes Mascara by L'Oreal and just wiggle it. This is one of my favorite mascaras. It's a little bit steeply priced, but it's so worth it. It does not clump, it doesn't dry out too fast, and gives you ample time to work in between the coats. Whoa, can you see? This definitely is like a million lashes. So once I'm done with my eye makeup, I'll move on to the lips. Now, lips might be as per your liking. Some like to go with a bold lip and some like to go with a nude lip. It's just as per your comfort level. Today, here I'm going to use a matte as hell crayon lipstick in the shade Mary Poppins by Sugar. This is a very matte transfer proof lipstick, and this will ensure that however much you eat or drink or purse your lips, it's going to stay put right. So first of all, I'm going to take this lip balm by Maybelline and then just moisturize my lips. Okay, now I'm going in with this shade. It's a beautiful fuchsia shade. Okay, as you can see, this is almost the look I'm aiming for. So let me quickly go off camera and complete the rest of my look and come back to you in a second. Okay guys, so this is my finished look, and you can see I'm wearing some very nice Afghani earrings along with it. I think they go perfectly with my attire, and if you like this video, then please give it a huge thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. I'm new on here and I'm open to all suggestions, so please leave your comments in the comments box and tell me what you think of this video. Tell me what you want to see me doing next, and I'll try and live up to your expectations. And until next time, I'll see you again. Bye.